Imagine spending 30 years of your life dedicated to one company, pouring your sweat and your trust into the promise of a secure retirement. You watch the stock ticker proudly, seeing the number climb from $30 to $90 a share. Your 401k full of that stock is your nest egg, the guarantee for your family's future, your kids' college, and your golden years. Now imagine walking into work one morning to find your office doors locked. Your paycheck is worthless. And that $90 stock, it's now trading at less than $1. That is not fiction. That is the gut-wrenching betrayal experienced by 20,000 employees of the Enron Corporation. Enron was once an American god of innovation, a $74 billion giant that promised to change the world. It was a company built on charisma, relentless ambition, and the brilliant lies of men like Kenneth Lay and Jeffrey Skilling. They created a cutthroat culture where dishonesty was rewarded, masked their colossal debts, and convinced not only the public, but their own employees, that the impossible growth was real. They told workers to keep buying the stock, even while they, the executives, were quietly cashing out. They kept the lights on with an illusion, and when that illusion finally shattered, it didn't just take a company down, it destroyed $2 billion in employee pension savings. It vaporized the financial futures of countless ordinary people who had done nothing but trust the smiling faces at the top. This isn't just a story about numbers. It's about betrayal and the heartbreaking collapse of the American dream. How did the architects of this fraud pull it off for so long? Corporate scandals have toppled giants before, but few shook the world like Enron. The company began simply in 1985, but under CEO Kenneth Lay, it transformed from a boring utility into a global powerhouse. Lay, seeing energy sector deregulation, envisioned Enron as a financial firm that could trade energy like a commodity. This was revolutionary. Enron pioneered the first energy trading platform, and Wall Street analysts hailed it as an energy innovator. Billions poured in. At the heart of this success was a culture of extreme greed and arrogance, fostered by Lay and COO Jeffrey Skilling. Skilling introduced the notorious rank and yank system, firing the bottom 15% of employees annually. This created a cutthroat environment where employees were desperate to hit impossible targets, leading directly to rampant dishonesty. Enron also pioneered a dangerous accounting method, mark-to-market. Instead of reporting profits when cash actually came in, Enron booked profits the moment a deal was signed, regardless of whether the project would generate money for years or ever. This allowed Enron to announce massive paper profits while real cash was non-existent. The company was an illusion. Underneath the glossy image, it was rotting. For 6 years in a row, Fortune magazine named Enron America's most innovative company. But behind the branding, many businesses weren't profitable. As debts mounted, executives hid them using special purpose entities, SPES, shell companies like LJM and Raptor. Controlled by CFO Andrew Fastow, these SPES were designed to keep billions in debt off Enron's balance sheet, making the company appear clean and profitable. This was systemic fraud involving executives, accountants, and even the auditors at Arthur Andersen. By August 2001, the cracks were showing. Skilling abruptly resigned. In October, Enron announced a $618 million loss, its first public admission of trouble. Within weeks, the truth unraveled. Enron admitted to concealing billions in debt. Its stock plummeted, and in December 2001, Enron filed for bankruptcy, the largest in U.S. history at the time. The collapse wiped out $74 billion in shareholder value and destroyed Arthur Andersen. Federal investigators launched a massive corporate crime investigation. Lay and Skilling were convicted, and Fastow pled guilty. Enron's collapse was a cultural shock that shattered American trust in corporations. It became shorthand for corruption and led to the Sarbanes-Oxley Act of 2002, which imposed stricter regulations on corporate governance and accounting, forever changing the rules of capitalism. The Enron scandal didn't just end with bankruptcy. It resulted in criminal convictions, shattered a global accounting firm, and forced the government to completely rewrite the rulebook on corporate accountability. It stands as a chilling reminder that when greed is allowed to go unchecked, the consequences are always borne by the innocent. The betrayal of Enron remains a potent, painful warning. We're constantly exposing the biggest frauds, scams, and corporate scandals in history. Which scandals should we expose next? Theranos, FTX, or Volkswagen? Tell us in the comments below. If you found this investigation eye-opening, make sure you subscribe to Truvo for more true crime documentaries that hold the powerful accountable. Click the notification bell so you never miss a new story. Because fortunes may vanish, companies may fall, but here on Truvo, the truth always comes out.